Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Zafrina Binti Nazaruddin from DPM 6B. So today me and my friends would like to give an explanation on the topic given for our group, which is Employees Provident Fund, or the acronym is EPF, or in bahasa we call it as KWSP, which stands for Kumpulan Wang Simpanan Pekerja. So first of all, I would like to give an explanation about EPF. I think you guys probably already know about this, but just in case you didn't, I would like to explain more about EPF. So basically, EPF is a retirement saving account for employees working at the private and non-private sector. The EPF is one of the world's oldest provident fund, which is established in 1951. Basically, they help the Malaysian workforce to save for their retirement. So from my point of view, I think EPF is very essential because once a person reach his particular stage, he will start thinking about securing the future of the family. So for the employees who is working at the private public sector, EPF is a very famous investment scam with tax saving, including the other benefits. Basically, the EPF function through monetary contribution from employees and their employers towards saving accounts. And while in saving this fund also may be used in various investment by the EPF, or in some cases by the members themselves. So some of the benefits, there are several benefits. So one of it is dividend earning. The EPF by law has a minimum dividend rate, which is 2.5%, but historically has had a much higher rate back in 2014, which is dividend rate was 6.75%. You can also make withdrawals, but only for certain specific purposes outlined by the agency. For instance, you may withdraw a portion to perform haji, invest in unit trust, pay for your education, pay down your home loan, fund your medical expenses, or buy property or build a house. At the age of 50 years old, Malaysian citizen and permanent resident are allowed to withdraw up to 30% of their savings, and at the age of 55, they can withdraw their full savings. But during this pandemic, start from January 2021, eligible EPF members will be able to withdraw money from their account one, which is I bet you guys must heard about the IC Now facility. In the beginning, it's only for those have lost their jobs, are on no pay leave, or have no other source of income. But then the government and EPF has decided to expand its eligibility process. Now those that are suffering from pay cuts and self-employed can also apply for this initiative. Even the non-active member of EPF also can apply. For the withdrawal, they have withdrawal limit, which is those who have 100,000 and below in account 1 have access to any amount up to 10,000, and those who have above 100,000 in account 1 have access up to 10% of their account 1 savings. But however, the maximum total amount allowed to be advanced is only 60,000 ringgit. I bet you guys are wondering what is the difference between account 1 and account 2. So EPF itself contain two saving accounts, which is account 1 and account 2. Account 1 consists 70% of the saving, and account 2 consists only 30% of the savings. I think that's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ajeerah Aisyah Binti Marhalim, and I'm from DPM 6B. I'm going to explain about EPF eligibility. So, who can apply EPF? First is obviously Malaysian, or permanent residents, or non-Malaysians. But for non-Malaysians, they must be registered as EPF members before 1st August 1998. And also Malaysians who made a leaving the country withdrawal before 1st August 1995. and opted to recontribute are also eligible. The second eligibility is below 55 years of age. We have to apply for EPF before we reach the age of 55 because, according to the agreement, we can withdraw money from our EPF account when we reach the age of 55. If we want to open an account at age 55 and above, we are not eligible to do so. The third eligibility is have sufficient savings with the EPF. And minimum eligibility amount is 1,000 ringgit Malaysia. The last is application can be made through an FMI's agent or counter NI account. The approval will be done automatically based on EPF's internal data. It is mandatory to be opened an EPF account by your employer. Organizations with 20 or more employees are required by law to register for the EPF scheme, while those with fewer than 20 employees can also register voluntarily. Members aged 55 and above have the option to invest part of the saving in account by making age 55 or 60 withdrawal investment. This withdrawal is not part of the members' investment scheme. Applications for such withdrawal can be made through iAccount. That's all from me, Ajeerah Aisyah Binti Marhalim. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurul Izzati Binti Abdul from DPM 6B. Today I will share about the difference of Sharia investment and conventional investment by EPF. I will proceed with the Sharia investment first. Sharia investment is a saving option to manage and invested by the EPF according with Sharia principles. Okay, number one is Sharia investment is only for Muslim members. The purpose of Sharia investment is to provide avenue for Muslim members to have a Sharia compliant retirement savings for their consumptions, including in performing Haji and Umrah, as well as for their family without any doubt on the sources funds. Number two is to ensure member savings that will not be used purpose that contribute with Sharia principles, especially riba, Farrah and maisir that often found in investment, conventional banking and insurance. Number three is to enable members open debts to provide halal funds, examples member savings, to be distributed to the heirs as inheritance. Example, all EPF members can choose to switch their account from conventional investment to Sharia investment. Next, akad. Akad for Sharia investment is based on akad wakalah contract. Okay, for the next is about the dividend rate by the Sharia investment. Okay, this rate based on actual performance of their Sharia compliant investment. Next, move on to conventional investment. Conventional investment is only for non-Muslim members. Number two, conventional investment has a similar investment objective and risk profile. Next, only invest in ethical investments that are compliant with Sharia principles. Minimum investment exposure to financial sector as opposed to conventional investments. Okay, example, all EPF members in default is conventional investment. If they are still not opted to switch their account to Sharia investment. Okay, akad for conventional investment is not applicable, means no akad. Next, dividend rate. Dividend rate for conventional investment is based on actual performance of the conventional investment, where is Sharia compliant investment and non-Sharia compliance, and is subject to minimum dividend of 2.5%. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurshaqirah Binti Saharuddin from class DPN 6B. Okay, today I want to share about advantage and disadvantage of EPF. Okay, first the advantages are not bound to work throughout retirement age. EPF scheme do not have to serve for many years as they will not enjoy the benefits of pension other than holiday leave, replacement and medical benefits. This means that the EPF does not have a pension like government employees. Then if they stop working, they still have money in the EPF and they are still there to survive. Okay, second advantage is for savings. Each month, a maximum of 26% of salary will be kept in the APF account. 13% of employer, 30% of employees. One or non-employee salary will be kept, withdraw 13%, will enter the APF. With that money in the employee will get a dividend, at least 5 or 2%. Move on to third advantage can be issues for specific purpose. Among the types of withdrawal that can benefit additional withdrawals members, reduce or settle housing loan balance, fill or purchase houses, and monthly mortgage loan installment. For example, I want to build a house. I can spend how much I need to build a house from the APF money. Okay, last advantage, cheaper monitoring. The APF provide an account portal to make it easier for contributors to view the statement of amount accumulated in their respective account online. With this, finances can be made easier. Next, I want to explain about disadvantage of EPF. First disadvantage the uncertainty of the source of retirement income. Okay, after retirement, the EPF scheme is only available on the amount of money in the EPF account, as well as savings or the savings if any to continue living. Second disadvantage of EPF there is no guarantee for their heirs. In the event of death in the EPF scheme, their heirs will not receive any privilege. Only the amount in the EPF account is available. That has to go through various specific methods before acquiring an heir. For example, a person's father died, then the child will only get EPF money. There are no other privilege like civil servants. Their children will be given money every month until they are adult. Okay, last for disadvantage of EPF less disposable income. As part of the gross salary is deducted for EPF contributions. This scheme requires a smaller net salary of the pension scheme. This situation is not only the amount of disposable income, but maybe looking for opportunities to get financing or loan from bank. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum to everyone who's watching my video. My name is Nurul Farrah Asyiqin from class TPM6B. Now I would like to explain about the modus operandi of EPF, or how EPF can works in a company. Alright, basically in a company there are two parties that will be involved, which is employer and employee. So before I go through one by one, we have to know who is an employer and who is an employee. Right, and an employer is a person with whom an employee has a contract of services or apprenticeship, and as an employee also, it becomes their responsibility to register with the EPF within 7 days after hiring the employees by using the EPF Form 1. Alright. So next we go through it. Employee. Who is employee? Alright, according to Employees Provident Fund Act 1955, an employee can be defined as a person who employed under a contract of services or apprenticeship, and if someone has reached the age of 75, he or she will no longer consider as an employee under EPF Act. Alright, let's move on with the steps in modus operandi. Let's move on with the first step. Alright, the first step is an employer will pay at least 12% of his or her salary. Why at least? Because actually are two options, there are two types of rates, because there are 12% and 13%. And 12% when an employee earns more than RM5,000, and 13% when employee earns less than RM5,000. So there are differences between 12% and 13%. Right, next is not just an employer, an employee also must have to pay 11% of their salary. And so where does all the deduction go? These contributions comprising the members and employers' share will be credited into the members' EPF account, where I name it as EPF contributions. Alright, so after the deductions credited into the members' EPF account, actually it will be separated into two accounts, which is account 1 and account 2. In account 1, it contains 70% of contributions that will go for retirement purpose, that we can only withdraw the money after we have reached the age of 55. Right, number 2 is account 2. Account 2 contains 30% of contributions that can be used only for various purposes, meaning that we can only withdraw the money for example, reach age 50 and wish to withdraw the partial funds, and for children's education, for purchase home, and even for reduce or redeem housing loan balance, and also to pay monthly housing loan installment. Alright, for your information, upon reaching age 55, the contributions of account 1 and account 2 will be consolidated or contribute into one account, which called account 55, which can withdraw all or part of the savings from the account at any time. At age 60, both account 55 and account emas will be consolidated for withdrawal. Then they can make a lump sum or partial withdrawal at any time to fund the retirement. So if someone chooses to working after the age of 55, the further contributions to the EPF they made will be credited into another new account, which called account emas, and to be withdrawn after reaching the age of 60. Alright, so lastly, I like to summarize it here by saying The employer's provident fund plays a very important role in building up the corpus to be used during post-retirement phase of one's life. And it is the easiest way to invest for our future, because we know when we invest, that is not for our present but for our future. And actually, this retirement investment, which is EPF, it is important for people who works in private sector. Okay, so I think that's all from our group, and thank you so much for watching our final projects video. Thank you for the attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.